Hello everyone, it's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Hope you're doing good, hope you're doing fine. Thank you guys for joining me this morning, you absolute legends. Please don't forget, before I start, to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video. All that sweet stuff, notifications, share it, smash it as many times as you like. I don't mind, guys. Absolutely. Guys, thank you for joining me this morning, of course, guys. Vibes. It's been vibes this week. I actually feel like, you know what? I should have been wearing a crown all week. I don't know how you feel about it, but I should have been wearing a crown or what. I've been feeling good this week. I've been feeling nice. I've been feeling nice. I've had the vibes, Man United beating Liverpool, etc., etc. I want it to continue. Long may it continue, guys. Long may Man United win games. That is what it's all about, guys. Because there's no better fan base in the world than when Man United are winning football matches. There's the best team in the world, guys. And do you know what? When we're successful again, and it's not an if, it's a when we are successful again, guys, I'm going to be the most unbearable content creator you're going to see anywhere, guys. Anyway, they're going to get a hit on me. They're going to get a hit on me because I'm going to be so unbearable, guys. I'm telling you right now. Guys, I'm delighted. Yeah, I'm happy. But let's get into the nitty-gritty about some news about Manchester United. Of course, there's never a day that goes by without news about our great club, of course, guys. Now, let me first get into a little bit of news about a striker situation at Man United. Manchester United want to bolster their striking options in the summer. Who could it be? Now, look, guys, I know Man United don't really need a striker, but we do. We do. Like, guys, I come from a generation where we used to have 4 strikers. 4. 2 of them used to be on the bench. Right, I come from that generation, right, guys? So what I would say is this. I would tell you guys that even Tony coming to Manchester United will be fantastic. I know, guys. I think it'll be fantastic, guys. I think he's heavily underrated, criminally underrated, guys. And just because he's playing in Saudi Arabia, for goodness sake, England have Jared Bowen playing for England. And we got people like even Tony not playing for England. It's absolute criminal, for goodness sake. This guy, I'm telling you, mental monster. I don't know if you guys saw the Switzerland game in the Euros. I don't know if you saw that, but that penalty, guys. That penalty where he just slotted it into the back of the net without even a fault. That's the mentality monster. That's what I like about even Tony. Nothing phases him, guys. And he's absolutely smashing it. Was it 38 goals in 55 appearances in Saudi Arabia? Bring it on, guys. Bring it on. Come back. I don't mind. 23 million. What can you say? Where can you go wrong, guys? 23 million at the end of the day. You can't go wrong. You need these kind of players in your squad. Absolutely. And it will bolster Manchester United squad, of course, guys. Absolutely. I agree with myself. I do. I agree with myself. Absolutely, guys. Yeah, even Tony, Manchester United, 23 million. During the summer, Man United are looking to bolster their attacking options. Of course, guys, if, God forbid, touch wood, right? If Benjamin Sesko, something happens to Benjamin Sesko, he gets injured, for example, what are we going to do in the striking department, guys? This is what we have to remember. So Man United do have to replace these players and have ready-made players coming on. And I think also it's very important that you remember that certain players can nurture certain players. I remember when Andy Cole, Teddy Sheringham, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer were at the Dwight York, were at the football club, and they used to work off each other. They used to work with each other, sometimes challenge each other. But it's a healthy challenge. It's a healthy rivalry. And I think you need that in the squad in general, whether it's a left back, right back, centre back, midfield. You need that friendly rivalry in there so you can keep competing against each other and raising the bar every single game, And that's what I would say. And that's what Man United used to do back in the day. We used to raise the bar every time. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys. But yeah, even Tony, Manchester United. What do you guys think about that? Now, guys, midfield. Now, Man United's midfield, of course, is a little bit of an issue, right? I want to talk about Bruno. Look, Bruno's not number 8. I've said it a million times, but the thing what Bruno offers is exactly what happened at the weekend against Liverpool. A first-time ball on the volley, straight plumb. I know it's hard to miss with Harry Maguire's head, but straight plumb on that slab head. Plumb on that slab head. Right to a tee. Absolutely. First time volleyed cross straight on the head of Harry Maguire. Absolutely brilliant cross. And that is what Bruno can offer. That's what he can offer. As a midfielder, as a man who can control the game in midfield, I don't think he's that guy. I think he's a number 10, right? I know he's a number 10, in fact, right? So, but he does come out with little bits of quality like that. The difference between 2-1 and 1-1, right? It was a risk ball because when you're looking back at the ball, you're looking at if he got it wrong, Liverpool can go on the other side and counter. But he got it to a T. He got it to a T. You know what? Football's all about risks. You know, as Sir Alex Ferguson said once, he said, when you're losing 1-0 or 2-1, something like that, he goes, what's the point of having a 4-4-2, a 4-5-1, a 4-3-3? What's the point? What's the point? You may as well just go for the game. You may as well just go for the game. Absolutely. And we went for it and we won the game, you know, and you take risks sometimes, you know, and I'm still delighted. I'm still buzzing about it, guys. I don't think it's quite sunk in. I don't think a lot of fans have sunk in what we did, right? Because there was loads of people around doubting Manchester United, doubting that we're ever going to win that game, you know, and we won it, you know, and credit needs to be given where credit is due, of course. Now, guys, a bit of information about the transfer news about Manu Kone, the Roma player, of course, who's been linked to Manchester United before, has broken on Stretford Post months ago, of course, guys. Manu Kone is a 24-year-old CDM, and an attacking midfielder. Very versatile player, currently plays for Roma. Absolutely smashing it over there at Roma at the moment. He's valued at around 50 million euros, guys, which is obviously the starting price for a player like him. His contract runs out in 2029. He is an absolute animal, an absolute beast. All right. So this player, I feel that's the type of player that Manchester United need, right? We got one Kone. Why not have two cones? Absolutely, absolutely. We need a flake as well. That's it. There you go. But yeah, Manu Kone linked to Manchester United. Nothing is going to be done in the January transfer window. I can tell you that right now. But these players will be linked to Manchester United in the summer. And I guarantee you, one of them will be coming to Man United because Man United are linked to a number of midfielders. But the great thing about the midfielders that we're being linked to is that every one of those midfielders is quality. It's quality. And that is the key here. Every one of those midfielders coming to Manchester United is quality, and we need quality, you know. And just like the strikers coming in, we need quality, we need backup, we need a squad. Right? At the moment, our squad is very threadbare, it's very thin. And if we get one injury, we're going to be screwed, isn't it? And I do believe that we need to bring in a bigger squad, sometimes a bit more experienced players. Like Manu Kone's 24, he's been around, you know, he's not, so to speak, young, you know, he's at that age where I feel like Man United need to concentrate on 24, 25, 26, you know, around that area. I don't think we do that enough. I mean, there's a difference between 20 and 24, 25, 26. That's 4 years, 5 years of experience right there. And I think that Manu Kone playing in Serie A, 24 years old, 50 million euros, midfielder, CDM, CM, attacking midfielder as well he could play. I think that would be a very, very big coup for Manchester United. I really do feel that. And look, you know, the great thing is that we're linked to Adam Wharton. We're linked to Carlos Baleba. We're linked to Manu Kone. We're linked to Angelo Stiller, like we were linked to yesterday, like I was speaking about Angelo Stiller yesterday. Angelo Stiller is another one. Now, wouldn't it be fantastic if Man United managed to get two midfielders in there? We're going to be losing a couple. I do think Collier will leave. I think Casemiro will leave. Bruno's up in the air at the moment, of course. It depends if Bruno will leave. There's obviously talk about Bruno going to Bayern Munich. Obviously, that is rumours. And that is agent talk, but we have to wait and see what happens because you never know. There's no smoke without fire, as they say. But Bruno, let's say for argument's sake, Bruno leaves, Casemiro leaves, Collier leaves. Who are we left with, guys? Ugarte leaves. Let's say Ugarte leaves as well. Ugarte hasn't set the world on fire. Ugarte's not playing first-team football. So imagine those players leave. We can bring in and rebuild that midfield to the level that we want to build it, isn't it, at the end of the day? Because we need to build that midfield, absolutely, guys. And it is the engine of the team. The engine of the team, of course. Hey, big up Ellen. What's going on, my friend? Are we doing well? Good to see you, Sal. Hoyland, because he wasn't good enough. Big up Sol Hoyland, because he wasn't good enough. Not good. I don't know about that. It's harsh. That's harsh. He has got his chance, but didn't take it. Now he is injured again. I'm so happy we got Sesko. We can't throw players under the bus because, as you know, that the problems around Man United were far more deeper, far more intelligent than what you're saying there. It's not just he wasn't good enough. He's putting the ball in the back of the net in the Champions League at the moment, so I don't think we could say anything. Man United are a problem, right? Man United are a problem. Man United never supplied for Rasmus Højlund. I'm not defending Rasmus Højlund to the level, but I don't think he's not good enough. I don't think that's fair. Very young player. I think we got to be fair on these players. Do you know what I mean? We have to be very, very intelligent when we're talking about ex-players and stuff like that because of what has been going on at this football club. Do you know what I mean? And you need to understand that. You know, you can't just throw players under the bus because they're no longer with us. You know, and it's not fair. You know, many people, including you, Ellen, were saying we should get Emi Martinez. And I was saying Sally Lamens. I told you guys. Listen to Sal. Listen. You know what I mean? I don't talk crap. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Absolutely. Big morning, Den. How you doing? Morning, Sal. Do you think no, it's any further funds for a midfielder in January? Hope you're well, my friend. I would love there to be. It depends on whether Mainu leaves, of course, and Xerxes as well. Obviously, it is World Cup year. And I would say that they need to be replaced. If they go on loan, for example, if Kobe Mainoo goes on loan, Kobe Mainoo is going to want to play in the World Cup. Of course he does, and Xerxes as well. It's not guaranteed that they're going to get in the World Cup now, obviously, even if they play, because, you know, they haven't been in the last couple of squads, and the games are very, very low, very thin, you know. And it's very, very important that we don't stifle these players as well in regards to Mainoo. If we bring in a midfielder, you know, Mainoo has to leave. There's no midfielder coming in if Mainoo stays. None. I'm telling you that right now. None. I've said it 1,000 times. No midfielders coming in. Do you know what I mean? If no one leaves, no one's coming in. Absolutely. Big up Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Of course. Good morning, Sal. If we sign a midfielder in January, it will be brilliant. I've told you guys all the time, guys, you're not listening. We're not going to sign a midfielder in January. Unless we get rid, guys. We got no money. Right? And that is the notion. It's the fiscal year. So I don't think we're going to sign anyone in January. We're not talking about January here. We're talking about the summer. Absolutely. Big up, Sanjay. How you doing? Hope you're enjoying London. Sanjay, hope you're well. Good to see you. Hope you're blessed, of course. Big up, Michael. What's going on, my friend Sal? If that's the case, why did you sell Højlund? So if that is the case of what? Why did we sell Højlund? We sold Højlund because Højlund wasn't fitting in at Man United. It's not that he weren't good enough. It's just that he didn't fit. And sometimes in life, let me just tell you something about life, right? It's not that you're not good enough, because then you could say that Cantona wasn't good enough for Leeds and da-da-da, right? Sometimes in life, it just doesn't work out, bruv. It just doesn't work out. And this is what we're talking about, you know? And it's not that he weren't good enough, it didn't work out. That's it. Sometimes you can't put a finger on it, mate. Ultimately, what strikers are going to be judged on? What they're going to be judged on is goals. Højlund might be a great player, but Man United have a heavy shirt. Man United have a heavy shirt. You know what I mean? And not many people make it at Man United because they can't handle the pressure. Do you know what I mean? And that is the biggest problem. Big up Ellen, by the way. Big up Ellen, I know. He had got his chance but didn't take it. Big up Ellen. Efren, Sal, it's lovely to see Liverpool crying. Yeah, look, guys, I mean, Liverpool making all the excuses under the sun at the moment. Ellen, when I see what we bought now compared to before, I feel safe in the upcoming windows. And no, we won't do any panic buy. We will get the player we want for none. Look, no. We had a poor window. We had a poor window. Don't give me that rubbish. We had a poor window. We had a 4 or 5 out of 10 window. You know, we're still playing Dalot, Shaw, Maguire. You know, none of that panic buy Glazonomic stuff, man. Nah, definitely not. Sal, is Mainoo Kona defensive midfield? Yes, he is. CM, a defensive midfielder, can play attacking midfielder as well. Hey, big up, Christian. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Morning, Sal. If we play like we played against Liverpool, Arsenal, and Liverpool, we are in a chance of winning the league. Nobody's seeing us as a threat, and that can be a good thing. I agree, Christian. I agree 100% because everyone is brushing Man United under the carpet at the moment. They're kind of like Man United banter. That's what they're thinking at the moment. But that's great. Let them think like that. Let them think that Man United have got no chance, because that is when we thrive. That's when we thrive. When the opposition fans, rival fans, we got no chance. Okay, mate, we got no chance. That's okay. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. He was hopeless on a hold-up. He was flapping around on the ground, and more he was creating more than he was creating any chances. I never rated Highland, sweet kid, but I mean, your ball knowledge is dead, Ellen. I mean, come on, he's not there to create; he's there to put the ball in the back of the net. No, you didn't. You wanted Demi Martinez. Don't lie, guys. Stop lying. Stop dissing players and giving me dead ball knowledge, Ellen, because you don't have any. I'm joking, by the way, but look, I analysed the game, right? He didn't get any balls to feet. He wasn't good at the hold-up play, but he had very low confidence. Do you forget that he was top scorer in the Champions League just a couple of years ago? Do you forget that? Do you forget that, Ellen? Do you conveniently forget he scored 16 goals in the league? You know, do you forget that? You know, this is the thing we need to stay away from in regards to overly sensationalizing things. Why don't you give that same energy to the Glazers and Ineos? You know, that's what you should do, Ellen. You should do that. Give that energy to the Glazers and Ineos. Don't talk about these players that are no longer playing for us. They're crap and this and that. Because I don't agree with that. He's not crap. You know, he's not crap. He's killing it at Napoli right now. You know, because the environment's good. And why is the environment good? Because they don't bloody have the Glazers upstairs. That's why. You know? And yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to listen, man. Like, don't just throw players under the bus because they no longer play for us, man. I can argue, guys. Before we signed Cantona, I can argue before we signed Carrick. I could argue loads of points that, oh, this player's not good because of that. This player's not good at that. We can create a narrative on a player that we want to create. It's very easy to do that. But we're classy. I'm classy. I don't need to slag off Rasmus to build up this team. I don't need to throw someone under the bus to build up myself. You know, I don't need that. What we do as Manchester United is say, didn't work out, unlucky, bruv. Didn't work out. That's life. Juan Sebastian Veron, world-class player. Didn't work out at Man United. Great player. World-class player. Didn't work out for Man United. Do you know what I mean? Falcao, world-class striker. Didn't work out for Man United at Man United. You know, we could talk about players to the sun, to the cows come home at the end of the day. And we have to be fair on players, right? Now, I know, ultimately, what we have to understand is this, right? What we have to understand, and we have to understand how big Manchester United are, right? We have to understand how big Man United are. Man United are a different animal. When it comes to the weight of the shirt, we are a different animal to any team out there. You know, any team in the world, I would say. We are a different animal, and the shirt is heavy, right? And it's not only that, it's the fact that we've been underachieving over the last 15 years. So whenever a striker comes in, a midfielder comes in, it's going to be difficult. Now, I hope there's a turn. There's a tide turn. I hope there is. Now, a lot of people are giddy because we beat in Liverpool and this and that. I was giddy from the beginning of the season, but anyway, a lot of people are giddy because we beat in Liverpool. A lot of people were doubting Ruben Amorim just a couple of weeks ago, right? I was not. And the thing is, right, we've beaten these teams before, you know, with these players. So I'm not going to get overly zealous. I'm happy, but I'm not going to get overly zealous until we beat Brighton, because that is the most important. And that's one thing I liked about what Ruben Amorim said at the weekend. Brighton's next. This one doesn't matter. It's all about Brighton. And I agree with that. That is absolutely spot on. Think about what's next. Don't think about what's been. Christian, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Any news on Martinez? I really miss him. He could push for a title challenge and brings calmness into our defense. Yeah, I agree, Christian. Licha Martinez will be back, I mean, anytime soon. I think he'll actually be on the bench if we're lucky. I think he'll actually be on the bench against Brighton, if we're lucky. I've heard that he's training now, so that's a good thing. If not, it'll be the next game. But he is definitely ready. Need to get a little bit up to scratch in regards to his fitness and stuff like that, but very important. It's very underrated, isn't it, Christian, how people have brushed under the carpet in regards to Licha Martinez. It's very underrated. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And I think that, you know, him coming back will be a huge boost to this squad. A huge boost. However, if he gets injured again, Christian, what do we do? You know, because he does put his body on the line. If he gets injured again, do we keep him? Or do we think, you know what, enough is enough? Do you know what I mean? Ellen, I mean to slag him off, but I'm happy we sold him. It pisses me off when people always want our former players back. Look, that's revisionism for you, isn't it, Ellen? You know, and what does that come from, Ellen? You have to understand where that comes from. Revisionism comes from Ruben Amorim out. brigade. That's where it comes from. So basically, Ed and I agree with that. I wouldn't want Rasmus back. You know, I wouldn't want Rashford back. I wouldn't want any of those players back. I'm happy with what we got, right? But I'm not going to slag them off. But what we have to do, Ellen, and I'm just joking around anyway, but what I would say is that revisionism comes from a place of sinister mentality in regards to the people who want Ruben Amorim out, and they say the told you so brigade. You know them lot. I told you, that sort of brigade. Do you know what I mean? I would say absolutely. And to be honest with you, it's pathetic. Look, I'm the sort of person. I wish Greenwood luck. I wish Rasmus luck. I wish Rashford luck. I wish Anthony luck. Maybe. I don't wish Sancho luck. I don't think he deserves it. But you know, I don't really care about them in a way like that. I don't really care what they were, what they ain't, what they didn't. It didn't work out. Sad for us. I would have liked it to work out. It didn't. And the revisionism. Oh, look at him. He's cooking elsewhere. You know, funny, isn't it, that these same fans don't talk about Elanga now. They've gone quiet until he scores a tap in next week or something like that. You know, they've gone all quiet. Funny how they've gone quiet about Garnacho, who's been absolutely crap at Chelsea. It's funny how they've gone quiet about Anthony. He's not really kicking it like he did last season. Scored a goal at the weekend, but not really doing it like he did last season, isn't it? It's funny how these players are not mentioned. It's funny how every player that leaves Man United cooks. Where did Fellaini go when he left Man United? You know, where did he go? Where did he disappear to? Where did Mata go when he left Man United? You know, I'm talking about all the players that left Man United. Oh, they're cooking now. They're cooking now. They're going to cook. I can name loads of players that have left Man United that have not cooked. Not even put a beans on toast. You know what I mean? Big up, Ellen. Mad fan. Off topic, in fairness, many fans were completely crazy about doubting over the poor team performance. He goes to the moon. What's that? Comes back a new man. People have a short memory only. Listen, football doesn't deal with absolutes. Football doesn't deal with one-off performances, mate. Football is about consistency. And you to sit here and say that Ahmad has been absolutely fantastic this last few weeks, this last year, you'll be lying. He's been poor for almost a year, right? So this revisionism, he has one good game and then, oh my goodness me, he's the best. He's no Beckham, bruv. He's no Giggs, bruv. You know, he's no Lee Sharp, bruv. He's no Andre Konchalskis, bruv. I got levels here, right? And you have to have levels as well if you want to support this great football club of ours. I don't care now about the Liverpool game. I care about the Brighton game. I care about consistency. And I hope that Ahmed becomes the player I expect him to become. But one thing we have to do is stop this player FC. Oh, I told you so. I told you that. I said this. I did this. I told you that. I did this. Like, you know what? Having 20 bad games and then one good game. I told you so. You come out your barn and you're like, oh my goodness me, I told you. Stop it. That's what football's about. Football's not about, I told you this, I told you that, I told you that. It's about Manchester United here. Right? This is what it's about. Manchester United. And I see you every day. Ahmed. Great. You like Ahmed. You love Ahmed. Good. Marry him. You know, at the end of the day, I care about Manchester United. You know, at the end of the day, that's all I care about. Ahmed's a brother. Alhamdulillah. You know what I mean? I want him to do well. You know, I want him to smash it. And I think he will. But what we have to do is stop saying, Ahmad is this, Ahmad is that, Ahmad is over this, Ahmad is under this. We need to just say, let him perform. Let him be consistent for a whole season or even half a season. Then we could turn around and say, oh, that fan said this, that fan said that, because they weren't lying. They were telling the truth. You know, and that's what we have to say. It's the same with Maguire. The same with Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire was poor for so long. One goal and then all of a sudden, new contract. This is where we have to understand levels, guys. You know what I mean? We have to understand levels. Big up, Sanjay. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Big up yourself. You're at L's cool. There you go. Gonna go have some breakfast. Big up yourself. Enjoy it. Ephraim and Sal, I like Amorim post-match pressure. He is not overly hyped. Concentrate on the next game. Exactly. And this is the mentality we have to have, Ephraim. Next game. It's not about individual performances, right? The performance against Liverpool was an all-round thing. The one against Liverpool was, everyone played well apart from maybe Dalot and Bruno, but Bruno got an assist. That is what it's about. It's about a team game. It's about a team game at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's a team game. You know, at the end of the day. No, he wasn't poor for a year. He was a top creator besides Bruno last year. Everyone knows. So he top creator for what? Scoring? We didn't score any goals last year. Top creator for what? It's not a high ceiling, mate. Playing in attack. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, upside down. I'll play. You support players. I support Man United. All right, that's the difference. You support players. I support Man United. You know, I don't care about individual players. I care about Man United, and I wish them the best at Man United. Right, you have an affiliation with Man United players, especially Ahmad. Ahmad is nowhere near the level of where Man United need to be. He's a good player. He's not world class, is he? He's a good player, right? And we can't start overhyping because it's where we go wrong. And that goes with every player. Lenny Yoro, Aiden Heaven, every single player in that football team. We can't be overhyping yet because they've achieved nothing. We had a minus goal difference last season. What are we talking about? Assists. Can I tell you how many assists Beckham got in one season? More than his whole career. You know what I mean? You know? Dave, the best players are team players. Exactly. And ask yourself, Dave, is Ahmad a team player? And what was refreshing at the weekend is because Ahmad actually passed the ball. He can't cross. He don't pass the ball. Right? So that is what was great for me. And I celebrate because finally, he passes the ball. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we got to stop this. Oh, Ahmed this, Ahmed that. I told you this. I told you that. I said this. I said that. He said nothing, bruv. He said nothing. You're just proving to me it's play FC business. And that we don't do that here. It's about Man United. I supported this club for 40 years. Mad fan. You're not a mad fan. You're a mad Ahmed fan. You know what I mean? And I would say when you support this football club, come out here and say RIP Sir Bobby Charlton. 2 years, by the way. Come out here and say things like that. Come out here and talk about Man United. Come out here and talk about Man United, not just my player. My player made one pass, and I'm so happy. Woo! Come on, man. You know what I mean? Support the team. We beat Liverpool. Celebrate as a team. The team did well. Not, Ahmed had a good game. Oh, I hold that. Come on, man. Come on. It's ridiculous. Ephraim, Sal, play FC is mad. Have support the club, not individuals. Absolutely, Ephraim. No, I would call it out as it is. I've seen Beckham, Scholes, Keane, Giggs. I held this club to a level of a different level hemisphere. None of these players in that team, none of these players in that team are good enough to go even side by side to those players. Not even in the same room, in the same breath. That's what you have to understand it here, That's not true, Ellen. Stop overly exaggerating. That's not true. Onana didn't make 85% goal difference, 85%. Come on. We didn't score goals. Look how many goals we scored. That's what you need to look at. We didn't score goals. Stop it, Ellen. I said stop slagging off players alone, like who are not playing for us anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's stupid. You're making yourself look stupid, Ellen. Come on. Stop slagging off players. Why are we doing that? What are we here for? What are we here? Why are we slagging off Onana when he's not at the football club anymore? And people know I don't rate him. You're slagging off Hoyland so far. You slagged off thing. For goodness me, mate, come on. I'm not interested in that. That's not true, and that's incorrect information. That's sensationalist information. That's talk sport. That's talk sort of information. That's what it is. That drives me crazy. When I see it because. At the end of the day, Onana weren't good enough for Man United, but we're not going to sugarcoat it and add a masala on top of it as well, making it out that he was the end all, he was the devil. You know what I mean? Forget it. It's not like that. We don't do things like that. We've always been class at Man United, unfortunately. And that's what we should do. Onana was shit. I know. So what? But it didn't contribute to 85% of the goals. Absolutely, guys. It's, you know what I mean? Big up Asif, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Hope you're good, brother. Hope everything is blessed. Hope your family are well and that. Sal, big up. It has been a while to be here. Good to see you. United against the Liverpools looked like a proper team. Wins against Brighton and Forest will be the seal improvement under Amran. I agree. You make a good point, Asif, because you know what? Even before the Liverpool game, Asif, I was thinking about the Brighton game. I was thinking about the Forest game because I knew that we've lost to Brighton. We've lost to obviously Nottingham Forest over the last year or so, and I think that if we win those two games, Asif, I want to ask Asif the question: If we win these 2 games, Asif, title charge, can Man United mount a title charge? Look, guys, for argument's sake, right? This is the key for me. Right? We've got obviously we've got Brighton, we've got Nottingham Forest, and we've got Spurs, right? If Man United win 3 out of 3, you've got to put Man United in that title equation. For me, I know it's overly giddy. I know this is early days and stuff like that, but I think you've got to put Manchester United in that title equation. You have to. Do you know what I mean? Hey, big up Garrett. What's going on, brother? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Absolutely. And big up Asif. Good to see you back, man. Hopefully you're well. Yeah, you've got to put Man United in that title. If Man United win 5 out of 5 right now, right? Like, now we got 2. We win 5 out of 5. I think Man United are title contenders. I'm going to say that. And this is talking about, you know what I mean? Like what I feel as a team. If these players go out and win something major, if they go out there, your Ahmads, your Dallos, your Shaws, your Maguires, your Brunos, your Casemiros, your Sescos, your Bremos, your Cunhas, win something major this season, they will be heroes in my book. Every single one of those players will be heroes in my book. Every one of them. But no player there right now, they made me feel good this week. You know what I mean? I feel good. I feel happy. Glory, glory, Man United. But they haven't made heroes of themselves yet. Right? And this is what I loved about what Ruben Amorim said. Pipe down. That's what Ruben Amorim said. Pipe down. Calm down. Celebrate. But don't celebrate too much. You know what I mean? Don't do too much. Don't celebrate. Let's see what you do against Brighton. Absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. Do you know what I mean? I believe if Man United win 5 out of 5 with title challengers, there's no reason. That's fact. That's fact. We'll be up there. That is a fact. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So that's what we are. Big up, Amir. I hope you're doing well. The title challengers, no ways. We need to add a bit more windows, a bit more Premier League proven. I disagree. I think we will be if we win 5 out of 5. You're all right. That's if we win 5 out of 5, Asif. No pessimism, mate. No pessimism. Come on. We've just beaten Liverpool, the best team, the best away team in the world. You know, you are right, Sal. We need these players to do well at other clubs so that we can sell them. Absolutely, mate. We believe in you, Sir. Now, Ellen, I'm going to ask you the question, Ellen. How do you feel? Right? Ellen, if Manchester United beat Brighton, if Manchester United beat Nottingham Forest, if Manchester United beat Tottenham, how you feeling? How you feeling? Guys, let's be real here. Let's be honest here. How are you feeling? I'm feeling titled. I know, guys. I'm feeling titled. And I'm not going to have anything like that because I believe in adversity to the stars. You know, there's a reason, right? And I've got Asian heritage, right? My background. There's a reason we never become footballers. There's a reason we never become musicians. There's a reason we never become film stars in the Western world. Because we can't do that. We're not good enough. Doctor, dentist, you got to wear a suit. You know what I mean? That's what I was always told my whole life. Doctor, dentist, you got to wear a suit. That's what I was told my whole life. My mum, an English woman from London, Wimbledon, right, told me, Sal, you could do anything. She said, you can do anything you want. If you believe in it. If you believe in it, you can do anything you want. You know? And when you think about Man United, those players can do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. If you believe it. When you were 5 years old, you picked up that football in the park, right? When Haaland was 5 years old, he picked up that football in the park, right? You all play football. You all know ball. You all know football. There's no reason why not flipping Leicester City won the league, guys. Leicester City won the league. And that's what we're talking about. Ephraim, Sal, I think we are title challenge if we win the next 3 games. I agree. Absolutely. I would feel awesome. I know. There you go. Absolutely. You just got to wear a suit. Just got to wear a suit. I could be working as a security guard as long as I'm wearing a bloody suit. You know what I mean? And that is what it was. footballer. Who's ever seen Bend It Like Beckham? Who's ever seen Bend It Like Beckham? Who's seen that? Who's seen Bend It Like Beckham? Watch that film. Watch that film. Watch East is East. Watch East is East as well. Watch that film, guys. Spot on, guys. Absolutely spot on. You know, got to do this, got to be dentist, got to be doctor, got to be scientist, nah. Dad, I want to be a musician. Dad, I want to be a musician. Dad, I want to be an actor. And you know where I came from? I came from East London, Leytonstone, to be bloody working with flipping D12, Eminem's group, Sadie Records, things like that, because I believed. But I'm just a kid from Leytonstone. I don't have no talent. You know, and this is what we're talking about. Aim to the moon, you land on the stars. Aim for the stars, you land on the clouds. Aim for the clouds, you land in the mud. And that's what I've always said, guys. I've always believed. And I think that is what we have to do now. No time for pessimism. If we win the next 3 games, it's a big if, but it's a big if. If we win the next 3 games, even the most adamant Man United hater will say, well, you know what, they might be in a title charge here. They've beaten Chelsea, they've beaten Liverpool, and they've beaten Tottenham, and they've beaten the teams that they're expected not to lose against. You know? That's what we're talking about here. You know? Pessimism gets you nowhere. Doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't. And I told people that before the Liverpool game. And people at Acid probably saying we're going to lose. Right? I was there. I'll be happy with a draw. That's what Kenny said. Then he turned it around and said, oh, no. I said we're going to win 2-1. I'll be happy with a draw. I was sitting on here hours before the game against Liverpool saying, we're going to win this game. We're going to win. I don't want to hear pessimism. We're going to win. We're going to go to Anfield. We're going to win. Even when I saw the lineup, I said, we're going to win. We're going to win 2-1. And I got the score right, 2-1. You know, this is what we're talking about here. You know, and this should go with every single game that we play. Every game that we play, same mentality. You know what I mean? And that's what I would say. And I will always have the mentality until they prove me wrong. Now, if they go out and beat Brighton, it's a start. If they go and beat Nottingham Forest, okay. If they go and beat Tottenham, who are we to say that we're not in the title challenge? This league is crap. This league is the worst league it's ever been. Everyone is dropping points. People look at that Tottenham Arsenal side and think, wow, that Arsenal side is good. They beat a deadbeat bloody Atletico Madrid team last night. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, football's regressed. You know, the league is not as strong as we should have beaten Arsenal. Now, you imagine that. We missed the penalty against Fulham. We lost to Arsenal, but we should have beaten Arsenal. We should have drawn against Arsenal minimum. It's a foul on the goalkeeper. Right? So you look at that and you could say, let's add about 3 points to Man United's tally. We're second. You know, and this is what we're talking about, you know? Fine margins. Big up Ellen. And on Saturday, we take 3 in a row. Come on, Ellen. That's what it's all about. That's all it's about. Absolutely. Smash the likes and subscribe. Asif, Sal, Rooney once said that the title challenge starts in the second half of the season. I wish we were close enough in January and add quality in January window. We can go for a trophy without a doubt. We can. Exactly. That's better, Asif. We can. December is exactly what you said there, Asif, bruv. December is the time when you can actually judge. But I'm making a scenario here, right? Let's say 5 more games, there or thereabouts, bringing us into December. If we win all those games. And let's be real here, Asif, right? Those games are winnable. Right? Even if we draw one, right? And we win the rest. I think that you can start looking at and saying excitement. Not like, yes, we're going to win the league. We're the best. Nah. It's like cautious optimism. Win the next one. And you know what happens is when you win that game and then you win that game and you win that game, all of a sudden, you're 2 points from the top at Christmas. You know, and you're looking at it and thinking, wow, as Mr. Hawkins says, wow. Yeah, we could be. right? You know what? One thing it is, Asif, I go on a lot of channels. I go on other people's channels. I go on Mo's channel. I go on Hussam and a lot of people are undervaluing Manchester United, right? And that's fair enough. They could do that. Obviously, evidence suggests why they should, and I understand that. But I can see something turned at the weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I could see something. I could see a spark that ignited at the weekend. I woke up in the morning on the game, before the game. I woke up in that morning. I thought, we're going to win this game. I felt like that all week, but I didn't want to be overly zealous. You know what I mean? But I felt like, you know what? We're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. We're going to do it. I don't care. We're going to win. And I just felt this overwhelming confidence. And people who were here understood, Sal, why are you so confident? I said, we're going to win. I can't see us losing the game. I just couldn't see it, you know, and it happened, you know. Fantastic. Dave, winning games breeds confidence. Just get behind the team. Absolutely. Sal, you're all right. If we win the next 3 games, Amram will make these players serial winners. Brother, listen, I want people to understand this. Ruben Amram is the man. We said it from the beginning. Ruben Amram, whether it's this season, next season, or the season after, Ruben Amram is the guy. He is the guy to take Man United to the levels that we need to go to. Trust me on that one. He is the guy. Ruben Amram is the guy. And he will win Man United trophies. Back Ruben Amram. Back him. They gave him a 4-5 out of 10 window. And here we are, right? We still need a midfield, right? And if we get a midfield, if he gets his wing backs in, who knows what can happen? One thing we do know, look at him on the touchline. That guy is a winner. No, none of that. It's like, move, get on with it. No over-celebrating, nothing. There are some managers out there will be praising themselves. Self-PR, I'm this, I done this, because I done that, because I did this, because I done that. It's like those people who just big up individual players because I said he was a great player 6 weeks ago when he actually had a good game. You know what I mean? And this is what it's all about. Ephraim, Sal, why we not have to believe we can challenge for a title? Look, I won't say anyone what they can and can't believe. But what I will try and do is install belief, right? Because at the end of the day, no one believes in us. You know, and it's not like we don't have quality players, because we do. All right, some of our players are not as good as some others, but we do have quality players. You know, we have experience. And I believe we can. I believe we can. But that depends on them. They have to help us to believe them. Help us to believe you. Look, I'm believing you right now. I'm going to say, okay, you can win the league. All right. But I'm like this to one side. But you got to prove to me and all the fans around the world, this community and all the fans around the world, that you can do it. You said it at the beginning of the season. Luke Shaw said at the beginning of the season, this team can win the league. Did he not? Show us. Show us. Because I remember that, what he said. I remember what he said. He said, we can win the league. Show us we can win the league. You know, and that's what I would say about that. Absolutely. Asif, Arsenal still waiting for the trophy, but as a team, they are compact and can win this season. If United ain't winning the Premier League, I support any team to win, but not Liverpool's and shitty. The one thing about Arsenal, which is the overriding quality that they have, Asif, is that they can defend, right? And they're very good at defending. And Alex Ferguson once said, attack wins you games, defense wins you titles. And they are very solid. Like when Arsenal score, the game is almost over because you can't see the opposition scoring a goal. And I think that is important, right? I don't like Arsenal either, but I much prefer them to Liverpool and City, of course. But with Arsenal, people talk about set pieces, Tony Pulis FC. I have none of that. I don't agree with that notion. I think Arsenal, Man United won a treble on set pieces, guys. I just want you to know that, right? Man United won a treble on set pieces. That's one thing about it. Arsenal are a dangerous team this season. If Arsenal don't win the league this season, never. They're never going to do it. Because I look at Arsenal now, and I see Arsenal as they've got the defensive qualities of a George Graham, but they got the attacking of, they ain't got the best attack, I wouldn't lie. They ain't got the best attack, but they're dangerous up front. They've got a dangerous up front. They've got a dangerous front three, who can always nick a goal. And when you're good up front and when you've got quality players and you've got a good defense, there's always an opportunity to win games. Ruben is the boss, Ellen. Big up, Ellen. Sal, he beat all the top teams in the Champions League. He did. He was breaking records. People forget that. They go, oh, it's just the Portuguese league. Give Ruben Amorim his players, give him the tools to play. That guy, I'm telling you right now, guys, and people laughing at me weeks ago, right? Everyone, I'm going on other channels, they're laughing at me. Everyone's laughing because I'm saying Ruben Amorim's the guy. Are you Ruben Amorim out? I can't believe you're not Ruben Amorim out. That's what they say. This is what rival fans were saying. I can't believe you're not Ruben Amorim out. Just a few weeks ago. Why are you not Ruben Amorim out? You're a joker. Why are you not Ruben Amorim out? And they're laughing. So because you don't understand the context, you don't understand the culture at the football club, the problems at the football club that need to be fixed, that Amorim is trying to address. And I'll say it over and over and over again. But people don't want to look beyond their own nose. There are people out there who were Amorim out staunchly, content creators. And we beat Liverpool. And they're wearing sunglasses on their streams. But grasping in the glory, even though they were like, get him out of my club. Get the ball forward out of my club. Grasping in glory. You know what I mean? And I was like, look at them. Pathetic. Pathetic. You know what I mean? I would say that to their face. You're pathetic. You know what I mean? Because all the last few weeks and all the last few months, they've been talking about Ruben Amorim, get him out of my club. He's a fraud. He's a this. Not understanding the culture. Not understanding the problems at the football club that have resonated for years and years and years. But get him out of my football club. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean? Disgrace. Asif, by the way, Sal, Shaw looked like a player in the last two games. What's your take on that? I've always rated Shaw, Asif. The problem with Luke Shaw, look, obviously he had that massive injury many, many years ago, of course, and he's been injury prone. Look, I think some of us, and I'm guilty as well. I think a lot of people are guilty as well, that we get frustrated, right? And all we want is a successful Manchester United team. And maybe some of the anger that is towards some players is because we believe in them. Maybe that's what it is. I think Shaw's looked great. Fair play to Shaw. He hasn't looked world beaten. He ain't Luke Shaw of 10 years ago, but I think he's done well. All we can only do, Asif, is win football matches. Does anyone here, anyone think that Gary Neville was prime Carfu? He's not, is he? You would say that, and but we got games done. We won games, and that is what the most important thing is. If you play as a collective, and one thing that really pleased me, Asif, I don't know about you, bro. It's good to see you here back, by the way. One thing that pleased me at the weekend, I don't know how you feel about it, is the fact that the camaraderie, the unity within the squad, the celebrating at the end of the game. I'm not going to lie to you. I had a lump in my throat. I felt emotional. I thought, yes, they're together. Even Xerxes was there celebrating. He ain't been playing football. You know what I mean? And it really pleased me. It really did. And long may it continue. And long may the performances continue. Obviously, I want to see Aiden Heaven give him some opportunities as well. I don't think Luke Shaw can play every single game. I think it's important that we rotate a little bit as well, obviously, because Luke Shaw, obviously, his fitness over the last few years has been suspect, as Leacher as well. We got a problem there, haven't we, guys? Ellen, and now Martinez is coming back. Future looks bright. Exactly, Ellen, exactly. Last night, what they did on the Athletic was unbelievable. Guerrero scored 2 means he can and continue his first form in the Premier League. In regards to Athletic was unbelievable. Look, the Premier League is 10 times better than the La Liga. I've said it 100,000 times. The Premier League squashes La Liga. Apart from maybe Barcelona, Real Madrid, the rest of the teams in the Premier League will get smashed up in the Premier League. I'm being honest. When you're looking at teams like Sunderland, right? Sunderland can go to Frankfurt and buy Frankfurt players. Sunderland can go to Atletico and buy Atletico players. That is the Premier League. Atletico are not the same as they used to be. They lost to Liverpool. They've now lost to Arsenal. And It was a great performance from Arsenal, don't get me wrong. But I just look at the Premier League and think that the Premier League it's way, way, way ahead now. Way, way ahead. Look at that league table in Champions League at the moment. You just see it. The only team that's doing badly is Liverpool, funny enough. Yeah, I can see Premier League teams dominating. And I said this a couple of years ago. I can see Premier League teams dominating the Champions League for the next few years. You know? And when Man United are back in the Champions League, you watch the proper team in the Champions League. Do I think Arsenal can win the Champions League? Yeah, I think they can win the Champions League. I think they've had more chance. They have more chance now than they've ever had. However, I think Arsenal's only problem, it's up here. It's this old chestnut. It's the mentality. That's their problem. Talent is not a problem. Defending, scoring, not a problem. This. I look at other teams and I think, for example, Champions League quarter-final, Champions League semi-final, Arsenal are drawn away to Liverpool. Do you see Arsenal beating Liverpool away? You know, it's like that. Can you see it? And can you see Arsenal beating PSG over 2 legs? They're in the mix, no doubt about it. They're in the mix. I think they're top 3, 100%, 100%. And that's. But the Champions League is not dealt with absolutes, is it? You know. Good to see Asif. And now they take all the credit saying Ruben has changed. They just can't admit being wrong about it. It's crazy, Ellen. If they're saying they're absolute fools. You know, I've had people come in this channel saying Ruben's adjusted. Adjusted to what? What's he adjusted to? He's got the same formation. He's got the same tactics. What's he adjusted to? The players are playing for him. That's all. Now let those players go there, beat Brighton and beat Nottingham Forest and beat Tottenham and all these teams and West Ham and all these teams. And let them beat those teams and let's see where we go from there, isn't it? I mean, they just can't admit they're wrong. He's adjusted. What has he adjusted? Please explain to me, what the hell has he adjusted? Nothing. He's the same guy, same tactics. He's already told these guys, I'm not going to change. The Pope won't change me. He's already told them. And now they're saying he's adapted. He's adapted. Nah, man. They just need to behold that, man. Sal, spot on. They are fake fans. They think they support the club. A flip-flopper. Absolutely, mate. Amram turned a few heads on Sunday when finally some of the pundits finally realised how tactically astute Amram is. He's tactically destroyed Slot. And he did it last season as well. 2 games at Anfield, 0 losses, guys. Let me just remind people of that, right? The great Liverpool side that they're talking about. 2 games at Anfield, 1 draw, 1 win. But it's the tactics. It's the system. It's the tactics. It's the system. If it's the system, we wouldn't have been able to beat Liverpool at the weekend. Right? So all this business that, because they're wrong, they're proven wrong, wearing their sunglasses, right? Saying that it's because of juju, reverse psychology, they think people are stupid. Honest to God. And then claiming that, you know what, that, you know, that he's changed his tactics. He's changed. He hasn't changed shit, mate. I will tell you that right now. Do you know what I mean? Asif, there is never a managerial issue at United. It was always a player power and bad recruitment. Amram is very stubborn and it's the reason we saw the team celebrating together. I support Amram 100%. Big up, Asif. I know you do, Asif. I know you do. Dan, morning, Sal. Just want to say one thing. Watching Man United players and subs and staff celebrating, especially away from home, always makes me feel proud of my team. Dan, I'm glad you feel like that. I just want to say exactly what Ruben Amram said. I want to say exactly what Ruben Amram said after the game. Brighton. That is what it is. Let's move on now. And that's what Man United always used to do, isn't it? Move on, next game. Move on, next game. And that's how it should be. You know what I mean? Mark Gemini, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. One tactic Amram has changed is to go long from the goalie, and he did it last season. More often than he did last season. He did do it last season. People just failed to recognize it. We just got a better goalkeeper to do it. That's all. Ellen, it's the players that are adjusting. Exactly, Ellen. So we need Licha ASAP's energy levels with the team and spirit next to the level. Can't wait for his turn. Me too. And I hope, Asif, that he stays fit. Please stay fit. Because obviously, I do believe that obviously with Licha Martinez, if he gets injured again for a couple of months, it's going to be difficult to keep him, isn't it? Because we need him fit. Licha is probably the best left-sided centre-back when he's fit in the league, in my opinion. You know? Absolutely. I'm glad Slot got humble. I think he's arrogant. I do as well. Inherited a top team, and I think he's. I said this, guys, and people were arguing with me on stream. I said this last season. What has Slot proven to say that he's a world-class manager? All right, he won the league. Fair play. Right? But he won it with Jurgen Klopp's team. That any manager will go into that, including Ruben Amorim, by the way, press play and win the league. Right? When it was time for him to adjust his team, to buy players, to rebuild his side, that is what the true world-class managers are all about. Right? Getting the right players for the system, not just buying superstars, because that's what he did. He bought superstars. His duty now is to build the next generation of Liverpool, right? So Salah's coming on to the end of his career. You know, there's players there coming to the end of their career. So now Slot is tasked, if he lasts that long, with rebuilding Liverpool, building a team around Wirtz and Isaac and Ekitike. And that is his task there. He has to build a team right there. You know what I mean? Garrett. Sal, you know Harry scored a goal, be good, Isaac and Wirtz a million, but yeah, look, you know what I mean? No one's going to talk about them. Absolutely. At Anfield, that is big up. Big up, Dore. What's going on? Yes, guys. I'll see you later. Nottingham Forest. Big up, Dore on tour. Big up yourself. Massive Nottingham Forest fan, of course. Guys, he will be on my show next week. Dore, don't forget to send me a picture, mate. I'm doing a panel show for the first time, guys. Yeah, I will be doing a panel show. Yes. I'm going to do that because I think it's going to be an interesting one. Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea fans. I don't know. I ain't got a Liverpool fan yet. Liverpool haven't manned up yet or womaned up. They haven't manned up or womaned up yet in regards to coming on the show later on. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. And guys, I really hope that you can join me for that one. I really hope that you can get the join me at it's Chatterbox 7 o'clock UK, 4 p.m. to UK time, 7 o'clock my time, of course, 4 p.m. UK time. If you could join me for that. Asif, Lamen's distribution was amazing. It was like watching a proper United keeper past David De Gea. All the signings that it reminds me of not David De Gea. I still think David De Gea adds panic in the team. He made great saves, but he was a panic merchant as well. He gives me vibes of Schmeichel and Van der Sar. I said it, Courtois. And the great thing I love is because I mentioned Lamens a year and a half ago, and no one knew who he was. And I was saying, this goalkeeper is coming to Man United, and he's going to be the best goalkeeper that we've had in the last 10 since Van der Sar. I said that, and people are like, "Oh, Sal, stop there. He's a young goal, blah 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 blah. Who is he? I want Emi Martinez." That's what they were saying. Here we are, guys. You know, the great people, right? They mention things before they bloody happen. You know, and people were asking me, "Sal, who's this Lamens geezer? Who's this Lamens guy? Who is he?" Right? And people are coming on my Twitter and they're saying things like that. And I said, mate, watch out for Lamens, you know. Watch out for Lamens. Benny, big up, Benny. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Sloat won't see the end of his season. He's a bluffer. I would have won the league with that team inherited. I agree, Benny. Benny, do you know one thing is, you know, when he starts losing the pressers, the media, he starts making he starts biting back. You know, when managers start biting back, they're losing it. You know, when they start biting back. And that's one thing that Jurgen Klopp never used to do. Jurgen Klopp always used to laugh and joke around, giggle. Nothing fazed him. You can see that Arne Slot is getting a little bit pokey. He's getting a little bit defensive. Do you know what I mean? So come on, folks, hit the like button. Thank you so much, Benny, you legend. Big up yourself. Mark, Isaac may return into Torres when he left Liverpool to go to Chelsea. Massive price. Hope the media scrutinise his goals or lack of goals as much as they spoke. I mean, look, not only Highland, look, they're already jumping on Sesko, Atletico, an absolute disgrace. They're already jumping on Sesko. He scored 2 goals, man, just recently. You know, and yeah, look, this is what they do. This is Man United. Hated, adored, never ignored at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? I'm not comparing to any keeper. I meant he looks like a proper United level keeper past David De Gea. I'm talking about before David De Gea, though. He looks like a Man United keeper before David De Gea. David De Gea didn't look like a goalkeeper sometimes. He made a lot of mistakes as well. He saved a lot of goals and he saved us a lot of times and he was a good player. But I'm talking about he is a Courtois. He is a Van der Sar. He is a Schmeichel. Take it from a man of experience, that's it, right? And the reason I called for us to sign Lamens before anyone else was talking about him, right? And I had him on my thumbnail in 2024. right? Because I knew he would do this. I knew this would be Senny Lamens. I knew he would be the new Man United goalkeeper for many years. You know what I mean? Ephraim knows. Ephraim knows about Senny Lamens and Stretford Post. You know, and I've been calling it for ages, and I knew the way he's calm. He's got a calm head, right? The big thing about Senny Lamens, he's educated, he's calm, he's not arrogant. He just concentrates on his football. And that's what I like about him, you know. He's not a party merchant. He's not one of those guys and stuff like that. He's an actual demon, man. He's a demon, absolute demon. And I think he's going to be a Man United goalkeeper for many years to come. Fingers crossed, all right? Injury pending and all that, you know. And one thing I would say is that, yeah, big up. I'm happy with Sal Lamens. He could be the best signing ever. Big up. I hope Lamens is to be the next Peter and Van der Sar. I think so as well. I hope so as well, mate. Obviously, nature, God, depends, isn't it? You know, hopefully he stays fit. Hopefully everything works out well for him. But one thing I would say, guys, it's good for us, isn't it? It's good for us. It's good for the Man United. It's good for Man United that we have a goalkeeper of that ilk at Man United, isn't it? Big up, Garrett. Take it easy, brother. Take it easy. And everyone, take it easy, guys. I want you guys, please, don't forget to join me for Chatterbox. Got a special show. It's going to be a panel show. So don't forget to join me for that. Really appreciate you all. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day. And I'll see you for Chatterbox 4 p.m. UK time, guys. That's the time that we join. And we're going to have a big debate with Chelsea, with Nottingham Forest as well. Got a Nottingham Forest fan there. It's going to be good. Now, guys, take it easy. Have a great day and enjoy your time. See you for Chatterbox later, 4 p.m. Please join me for that. Very important, guys. Get your comments in, get your questions in, and I'll see you a bit later. And, guys, Ben Jacobs will be back on the show very, very soon as well, guys. So keep an eye out for that as well. And, yeah, get your questions in. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Enjoy it. Have a great day. So big up everyone. Big up everyone in the stream, guys. I mean, it's criminal that Delete can't get in the team ahead of Delete. That's just biased, isn't it? It's biased. It's good for us. It's good for us, isn't it? Thank you, guys. Have a good day and enjoy it. Peace, Asif. Good to see you back, brother. Great debates. And guys, please don't forget to smash a like on the way out. We need 50 likes on the show. Every Breaking Dawn, guys. Please smash a like, please, guys. Love to you all and see you for Chatterbox. Take it easy. Peace.